Hello and welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be tips to look taller and slimmer for petite plus size women. So I made this video 2 years ago and I figured I was well overdue for an update. A lot has changed since I made that video. Styles have changed. My own personal style has changed, and I have learned so much since then that I want to share that with you here in this video. These are things that you can use to help you to look taller and to help you to look slimmer. The eye wants to move, and if you can get the eye to move up and down, that is ideal. You want to avoid the eye moving on a horizontal plane when you are a petite, and especially so if you are a petite plus size woman, because that will only make you look shorter and thicker. The first tip that I have for you is that you want to create length. You want to create that illusion of a vertical line, and you want to avoid breaking that vertical line whenever possible. So one of the easiest ways of doing that is by going monochrome, meaning wearing the same color head to toe. That's going to create a very beautiful long line. Monochrome is one of those tricks that you can use as a petite plus size woman to not only help you to look taller, but also to help you look slimmer. Another trick that you can use is wear a cardigan, because a long cardigan, what it will do is it again reinforces that line going up and down, creates that eye movement up and down, and it helps you to look a lot taller and also leaner because you've got the break happening on both sides. So you've only got like a strip that they can see of you from the front. The cardigan is covering a multitude of sins and doing a lot of work for you in the realm of making you look taller and leaner. And even if the cardigan is of a contrasting color, that actually works even better for you for slenderizing because you are tricking the eye to move inward, and it gives the illusion of slenderization. The next tip that I have for you is to show a little bit of skin. And what I mean by that is show off your wrists and forearms and also your ankles. Your wrists and your ankles are the two slenderest parts of your body. If you bring attention to those, it's going to trick the brain to think that you are smaller than you actually are. It also lends a little bit of height, once again, because you are showing a little bit of skin. You're breaking the line, but in a good way. You are actually giving that illusion of height just because there's not as much material covering your arms, and the more skin that you show, the taller and slenderer you tend to look in these circumstances. And this applies to any kind of top that you wear. So let me interrupt this video really quickly to introduce myself. My name is Oralia. I am a personal stylist, and the content that I provide here on YouTube is all around fashion and style for the petite plus size woman. I fully understand the challenges that we face in trying to find clothes that look really good on us. My goal here on my channel is to help you to navigate those challenges as best as possible. I post on Wednesdays and Fridays, so make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my content here. All right, let's go ahead and get back to the video. The next tip that I have for you is to lengthen the leg. Now, I know that in a lot of instances, especially for petite plus size women, you tend to be a little bit shy about tucking your shirt in. You think that wearing a shirt tucked out is going to be better because it's camouflaging the belly, but it's actually doing a few things that are working against you. The first thing is that it is shortening the legs. And for a petite plus size woman, that's going to make you look shorter. It's going to make you look thicker, and it's going to make you look outdated or frumpy. Defining the waist is always better at giving the illusion of being more slender. What you're giving up in camouflaging the belly is defining your waist. Don't worry so much about your belly. You want to define your waist, especially when it comes to lengthening the legs. What you want to do is you want to tuck your shirt in, or at the very least do a half tuck of some sort. You can do the front tuck and that works fine. If you are a little bit worried about your belly, if that's just something that you don't want to show off, then I would strongly urge you to try a side tuck. What will happen when you do a side tuck is it still gives you the definition around your waist. You're not only covering your belly part way, but you're breaking the horizontal plane and you are helping to give the illusion of less volume in that area. You definitely want to define that waistline, because that ultimately is going to make you look more slender, and it will also help you to look taller. My next point is to wear nude shoes. And this was one that I actually put into my other video, but I feel like it bears repeating. A nude shoe is a petite woman's best friend. Once again, you don't want to break up the line at your ankles. Essentially, you don't want to cut yourself off at the ankle. You want to have a shoe that is going to provide that long line, and it's going to extend the long line because there's nothing there. The shoe has actually kind of disappeared, and it gives that illusion of height. This is especially true when you are wearing a skirt. So make sure that you invest in a pair of nude shoes. They don't have to be heels. I personally like wearing heels because being petite, heels are my thing. But if you don't want to wear a heel, that's fine. Make sure though that whatever shoe you are wearing, it is a nude shoe. Speaking of shoes, you want to be certain that you are wearing pointy-toed shoes, because pointy-toed shoes, again, help to draw the line. They give the illusion of length, even if they are in a contrasting color. You really want to avoid a rounded toe shoe, even if it is in a nude, because it is going to cut your leg off. Now, if you cannot wear pointed toed shoes, then try an almond toe. It's a rounded point, and it's a little bit more forgiving if you've got issues with your feet that you cannot wear pointy toe shoes. But stay away from the round toe. One exception that I do all the time is the squared shoe. Now, I don't want to wear a squared off shoe that is of a contrasting color to my skin tone. What you find me wearing in a squared off toe on most occasions, like 99.9% of the time, is that it will either be really strappy, or it is in a nude and it is very strappy, or it is in a vinyl. You want to make sure that whatever shoe you pick, as much of your foot is showing as possible, because again, that harkens back to that showing more skin. So you want as much of your foot to show as possible. You want to avoid anything that is going to wrap around the ankle though, unless it is in a nude. That is an easy way of wearing a strappy heel, something that goes around the ankle. Make sure that it's in a nude, because that's going to avoid that cutoff of the ankle. And you know, you're not going to break that vertical line when you are wearing a shoe like that. As we continue to talk about shoes, one of the other tricks that you can use to help elongate your leg, especially when you are wearing pants, is to make sure that your shoes are matching the color of your pants, or are very close to the color of your pants. So if you're wearing a black pant, just make sure that you're wearing a black shoe, because again, you don't want to break that line up at the very bottom, because that is going to really just cut you off and make you look a lot shorter. When it comes to like ivory, I like wearing a nude shoe because it is very close in tone to the pant, and so that works. Just make sure that you are picking shoes that are close to the tone of the pants that you are wearing. In order to look a little bit slimmer and also to help keep the proportions of your body correct, you do not want to wear something that goes across your belly. Now, I made this mistake recently in my weekend outfits video, where in the pink sweater set, I didn't notice it until I was editing, but the band of the sweater was going right across my belly. I was doing two things with that mistake. First of all, I was bringing attention to the roundness of my belly because it was going right straight across. And what's worse was that it was ribbed. The second thing that I was doing is I was cutting my body in half. And as a petite woman, you don't want to cut your body in half. You actually want to try and follow the rule of thirds. It's called the golden mean as well. What I should have done with the pink sweater set is I should have brought the sweater up a little bit so that way the ribbing was hitting me in the smallest part of my waist and creating a 1/3 to 2/3 proportion on my body. The same holds true for belts. You don't ever want to wear a belt around the widest part of your belly, especially for those of you gals who are an apple shape. You don't want to ever wear it across the belly because that's only going to emphasize the roundness of the belly. What I always say is wear it up a little bit higher at the smallest part of your waist, or wear something that's an empire waistline, because what that does essentially is it brings the eye up. It brings the proportions into the gold, the rule of thirds, where you're 1/3 and then 2/3. Always keep that in mind if you want to wear a belt, or if you want to wear something that's going to have bulk around the belly. You want to be sure to bring it up just a little bit so it's not going across that widest point. Now, bouncing back to skirts, I do not like following the rule of wear your skirts above the knee if you're a petite. Don't wear them right below the knee, and don't cut off at the calf or in the middle of the calf or whatever the case may be. I don't like my knees. And as such, I wear things that cover my knees. And I am willing to break this rule because I feel that breaking the rule is better than me being uncomfortable because I don't like the look of my knees. When I have that kind of an issue, I'm not my 100% best self. I'm not confident if my knees are showing. So I would much rather break the rule and wear the skirts right below the knee or longer. Now, how I mitigate this is I wear a heel with it, or a heel that disappears. It doesn't even have to be a tall heel. As long as the shoe kind of disappears, then I feel like it's okay. And that's how you balance out the proportions. When you're wearing a midi skirt, wear a heel with it, even if it is in a contrasting color to your skin. The heel will help to adjust those proportions a little bit and will make the most of that particular style for you. If you cannot wear heels, then wear a pair of flats, but make sure that they're pointy-toed, and try and make them nude if at all possible. A lot of these rules of fashion, break them where you see fit, because it is absolutely more important to be comfortable and confident than it is to follow some rule. You can use all of these tricks, some of these tricks, none of these tricks. You may disagree with me on some. You may not be able to execute on some. You can always modify to suit your own personal style. These are tips that I know as a petite plus size woman, as well as a personal stylist, that I use to help my clients to look their tallest, their leanest, and their best. If this video maybe got you thinking and you find that you think you might need a little bit more help with your personal style, I am currently taking new clients. I will leave my website linked down below. Make sure you go to the services tab, have a look, and set an appointment with me for a free 30-minute consultation, free of charge. We can sit down, we can talk about what your style goals are, and we can discuss what services, if any, will work for you. I also have a membership. It is called the Style Society, and in this membership we're a group of ladies who talk all about fashion, style, beauty, and essentially just living your best life by being your best self. And if you're interested in joining the membership, I have got several different tiers. You should go check it out, see what I have to offer, because it is really a great place. My stylistas in the Style Society are also going to help form the content that I provide here on YouTube. So join the Style Society. If you want more help one-on-one with your personal style, then make sure you go to my website. So it is time for the subscriber comment shout out of the week. And today's comment is coming from Shirley Stevenson. Shirley commented on my 5 tips to create a wish list that will save you money. Here's what she had to say. Hi, Oralia. Awesome tips. I love the idea of buying a quality, less expensive item to see if it fits into my wardrobe before making the commitment to buy that high dollar item. Loving the way you are formatting the channel recently. As always, thank you for sharing. Shirley, thank you so much for your comment. I am so glad that you agree with me about that particular tip. I felt a little weird putting it in the video, I'm going to be honest, because it seems counterintuitive to spend money in order to spend more money. But I think that in the end, it actually saves you a lot of money, and you get to try something out before you really invest in something that is of a higher cost. And if you end up not liking it, then it's a small loss versus a big loss. So I really appreciate you making that comment. Shirley was not the only one to comment on the format of videos that I have started this year, and I'm really happy to hear that. I work very hard and I do it all for you guys, so I'm very glad that you are enjoying it. If you want to be featured in the subscriber comment shout out, make sure to comment down below. I may pick you next time. I do try and do these in every video. Some videos, just the formatting isn't as conducive to doing it, so I may not do it in all, but I will definitely at least do it once a week. If you enjoyed this video or found it useful, make sure to hit the thumbs up because that truly helps me out. It really helps me to break through the YouTube algorithm and get my videos out to more women, and it really helps me to continue to make these videos. Comment and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you as always for spending a few minutes of your day with me. I truly appreciate it. Remember to live your life filled with confidence, grace, and style. I will see you in my next upload. Bye.